Tēnā. I'm Kyran from Organisation Development Institute. Welcome to this video. Over the last 10 years, I've been observing leadership practice and also collating the international research around leadership and leadership development. I've been doing that to give me some cues as to how leadership will play out in this early part of the 21st century to assist Organisation Development Institute offer the leadership development that would support that. A couple of months ago, I released a blog on our website in which I identified collaborative leadership as the go-to leadership style for this part of the 21st century. Now that we are about to emerge from the first round against Covid-19, I'm confident that collaborative leadership is still the go-to model. However, the context in which leadership will play out can now be radically different than it has been in the recent past. Our challenge for leadership now is to make choices that will determine how organisations and businesses will operate, knowing that the war against COVID-19 is likely to continue for some time. Let me explain. During the COVID-19 lockdown period, we in New Zealand have seen an absolute acceleration in the adoption of new technology and in process changes fundamentally to support a new working model, which is working from home and contactless trade. These trends had begun some years ago, and here in Christchurch we particularly have seen those in the aftermath of the earthquakes, which are now almost 10 years ago. But what we have seen over the last 4 to 6 weeks has been rapid innovation across a number of sectors in the economy that have fundamentally changed the way that work is done and services are delivered. We have seen enormous change in the delivery of education, in the delivery of many health services, and in the social sector, pastoral care also has been delivered differently. All of these are examples of technology-supported contactless delivery. And we have also seen that this technology-based delivery has created a new poverty for those who are in homes and locations that are not well served by access to the internet. And for many of us, we have also seen a changed relationship between home, work, and family. For many of us, the ability to work from home has been a real advantage in terms of being able to keep our businesses and organisations in operation. But what it has meant is that work is now conducted from shared family space and often with the company of other family members. The result of this, I think, is a merging of work and family life, and I think in the end a recognition that work is only part of the total relationship and may in fact be a lesser partner. I believe that we are also seeing a new interest in creating a more self-sufficient New Zealand. What I mean by that is there are calls for us to manufacture more of what we consume here in New Zealand. We may also find ourselves in the position that tourism coming into New Zealand will be seriously constrained in the medium term as a continuing sacrifice to protect New Zealanders from Covid-19. This has major implications for employment here in New Zealand in that sector and in the transportation and accommodation that supports it. So I think that we are at a pivot point where, as we come out of our COVID-19 lockdown, we can either go back to resuming business and organisations in the way that they used to be, or we can take the opportunity to make our future radically different. There are some very important questions that leadership needs to ask of itself to help determine which way we are going to swing when we have the freedom to do so. Will we continue to invest in the technology that supports work from home and the delivery of products and services in a contactless way? Will we address the inequities that arise from the digital age? Will we look for the opportunities that are in front of us to increase manufacturing of the goods that we consume here in New Zealand? Will we rise to the challenge of redeploying the displaced workers from our tourism sector into other sectors that are likely to be more sustainable in the coming years? I see hope in the future that we will embrace the opportunity that COVID-19 has brought to us, and that we will accelerate our efforts in innovation and in change so that we capture these opportunities and build for ourselves an entirely new context within which New Zealand society and our economy will operate. And yes, collaborative leadership is an essential part of all of that. Thank you.